Hey everybody, it's Bob again from BeGraceFull with 2Ls.com. On the back deck, I guess we could just call these BeGraceFull Talks or BeGraceFull Deck Talks, whatever the case may be. Last video we talked about what are healing beliefs. And so this video, I really kind of wanted to talk about BeGraceFull, 2Ls.com, and how that plays into healing beliefs and how that works together to try and help with healing beliefs. For starters, let me say, and I kind of talked about this a little bit in the last video, but BeGraceFull, 2Ls.com, the website, and the Facebook group is basically me writing about my journey and where I'm at and some of the things I've gone through as far as the beliefs that I had and how that was working and what was going on with those beliefs and what have you. So I try to talk on a daily basis about this because it's really important to me. In fact, it's the only reason I'm still breathing. At the age of 27, I was in my second counseling treatment center, lockdown unit, for suicide attempts, and I was desperate. And the reason for it was unhealing beliefs and beliefs that I had that were creating what I call spiritual sickness. And I think that the challenge that we have today is that spiritual sickness, which I believe is really endemic and pretty well spread throughout most of the world. I mean, it always has been, you just kind of accept that fact. But it's really stand out today in a lot of ways. Now, keep in mind, this has absolutely nothing to do with religion, and as a general rule, is the exact opposite of religion. I had the privilege, whenever I lived in Asia, of being at some Buddhist monasteries, and those were probably some of the most grounded people that I know, some of the most spiritually connected people that I know. I still love keeping in touch with them. And what have you. I learned meditation from the Buddhists, from my Buddhist brothers and sisters, and I still carry many of their teachings with me everywhere. So I hope what you can see is this isn't religious in any way, shape, or form. But then one of the teachings that I share pretty regularly is the fact that with my ministry, BeGraceFull, and with the things I teach, I do not believe Jesus came to set up a new religion. What I believe he came to do was to reform Judaism. Now, there are several people who believe that are teaching today, and I shouts out to them. People like Richard Rohr, just an absolute amazing person. People like Rob Bell. There's a lot of different people, a lot of different books that I can recommend, to include my own, called Unboxing Love. But at the end of the day, at 27 years old, after being extremely religious, I found that the things that I was taught in religion were the very things making me sick, making me hurt, causing me pain. So when I talk about the ideas that I share, it's from a standpoint of life lessons. And just in case you were raised in a Christian tradition and you're familiar with Paul, Paul's experience and Paul's teaching was based on his experience, not on any book that he had, not on any teaching that he had received. It was solely based on his experience when he was blinded and then he got his sight back. And that's what his teaching was based on. It had nothing to do with anything he read. It had nothing to do with some religious organization. I believe that Christ, it was experiential. He went out in the desert. He had an experience. And oh, by the way, he was tempted in three ways: prosperity, power, and prestige. And all three of those ways, I was taught, were of value to my religious experience and to my religion. So, at any rate, I didn't mean to kind of blah all that out there, but what BeGraceFull 2ls.com, does is it allows me to share my journey from religion to spirituality, from law to grace, from being majorly jacked up and just wanting to kill myself to having not only a really good life, but being able to be at peace even when those around me are not. So I do hope that you'll check it out. Got a lot of devotionals in there. And one of the things that we're going to share as we go through this particular series is I'm going to talk more and more about that process, what that process looked like for me. Now, will it be the same for you? Absolutely not. You know, when people talk to me or ask me about grace, and when I speak about this, and I'm always available to go speak to another group. Doesn't matter, where it is. I'm not here for pay for that, anything. But I'm just saying I'm always available, whether that's on a Zoom meeting, a Zoom platform, or whatever, let me know. But when I talk about grace, one of the things that I say is that grace is a different journey for each and every individual soul for a couple of different reasons. Number one, because my unhealed and unhealing beliefs are not the same as your unhealed and unhealing beliefs. And so we talk about that, and we talk about where those come from, and we're going to talk about that in a later section in this series. But so grace is a really just, again, to me, it's like the love of the divine. It's beyond human comprehension, and it needs to stay that way. Because as soon as one human says, I got it figured out, all of a sudden, his ego goes big, and it's like we're not following the divine, we're following this person. So just putting that out there. So what you'll find at the website, and on the Facebook page for that matter, because I copy and paste a lot of stuff, is you'll find devotionals, you'll find inspirational memes, you'll find things that hopefully will connect you with a higher source of consciousness. And to me, that's been life-giving. That's what I write about. I am trying to start meetups and online Zoom meetings. And if you would like to be a part of that, or if you would like to possibly be involved in that, I would love to hear from you. Please, feel free to connect with me, either through the private Facebook group, it's not private, or anybody can join, or you can do that through reaching out to my private Facebook group, or my private Facebook page. Okay, I'll get this. It's been a long time since I had the coffee this morning. So, but you can reach out to me either way, through any of that. Leave a comment down below. We'd love to hear from you. And again, BeGraceFull with 2ls.com, where every day we remind you that you are loved beyond human comprehension by the divine who created you in their own image. And that will never change. You are eternally embraced by them and unconditionally loved by them. It is loving you with an everlasting love. Hold on to that, and we'll have more shortly.